In this session, we will provide you with a more detailed introduction to MMP IDE and Faces by guiding you through the creation of a sample mobile website step by step. Before you begin, ensure that you have your development environment properly set up. The first step is to create a new project in the MMP IDE by clicking File, New, and selecting Dynamic Web Project. When the first screen appears, enter the project name, select Tomcat 6.0 as the target runtime, 2.5 as the web module version, and verify that the Mobile Money Platform Thin Client 1.0 project is selected as the configuration profile. Click Next. Enter the context root name and click Next. Ensure the Faces JSF and JSTL libraries are selected on the JSF Capabilities page and click Finish. Verify the project directory structure. If necessary, perform additional steps to configure the environment, such as adding templates, adding required libraries, and configuring the build path. I will now use an existing project to further demonstrate the features of MMP IDE and Faces. Create a new JSP file by right-clicking on the web content directory, selecting New, then clicking on JSP. Name the file welcome.jsp and click Next. Choose the basic New Java Server Faces page template at the very top of the list and click Finish. The web page editor will now open. Click and drop the Faces tags contained in the palette onto your JSP page. Then right-click on each tag, select Properties, then use the Property view to configure the tags. Note the use here of dynamic paths, which will dynamically translate to actual paths based on the client used to access the page. Make several pages following this process. Next, navigate to the webcontent/webinf folder and double-click on facesconfig.xml. This is where a lot of the project configuration takes place. Click on the Navigation Rules tab. This tab is used to configure the site's screen flow. First, add all the pages created in the previous steps by clicking on the page item, then clicking on the empty editing section. Locate the appropriate JSP file when prompted. Next, establish relationships between the pages by clicking on the link on the right and then clicking on two pages to join them together. Repeat this process until all pages are linked. In facesconfig.xml, click on the Managed Bean tab. This is where all managed backing beans are configured. Click on Session, then click Add. In the window that opens, click Create a new Java class, then click Next. Give the class file a name and a package, then click Next. Ensure you are creating a session bean in the next screen, then click Finish. Now that a backing bean has been created to handle events, incorporate some bean-aware tags, such as DA output label and command button to the bean. These relationships will persist as long as the session is valid. Thus, component values and actions will also persist. Go back to the Navigation Rules page in facesconfig.xml and define page flow based on actions generated in the backing bean by editing the From Outcome property of each link. Now that we've made some progress on creating our first page, it's time to preview and test what we've done so far. In the web page editor, click on the Preview tab. Choose the browser version, width, and height of the client environment that you want to preview, then click the Refresh button to the right. You will then see a quick preview of your page. To deploy a page on the test web container, right-click on the JSP file, choose Run As, then click Run on Server. The page will then be deployed to the server, which, after starting, will display the web page in the built-in browser. Verify the flow logic by trying correct and incorrect logins. To deploy the project for use in an external web container, right-click on the project root, then select Export, then WAR file. Enter a name and destination for the file to save it. This one file contains the entire project and may then be used with any compatible web container for deployment. Faces follows the MVC design pattern. The model, represented by managed beans, fires events to the event handlers, which then determine the navigation path, which determines which view or JSP to display. JSP files may then update model values, which completes the cycle. Faces also features two types of tags which allow for direct data access right from the JSP page. This greatly simplifies the development process by allowing for the reuse of code and eliminating the need for data access Java objects. The first type of tag is the data source tag. This tag allows the website designer to define and reference a JDBC-compatible data source right from the JSP page. Once the data source is defined, data-aware components can be used to display the data. The data source tag can also be used to reference Felix screen scrapping sources, as can be seen in this example. Note how easy it is to reference the defined data. The other tag is the website transcoder tag. This highly configurable tag is used to capture external page source in real time for use in a local website. The options that can be set are source URL, location to start, which is defined using an XPath expression, keeping or removing links, keeping or removing images, and automatically scaling all images dynamically to perfectly adapt to a mobile client. The captured source may then be formatted using cascading style sheets as usual. Because of performance implications, a robust caching system is used to maximize performance. To see these tags in action, I'll deploy the current page onto the test server by right-clicking on the file and selecting Run, then Run on Server. The table containing the current stock data is actually data that has been scrapped from Yahoo Finance and converted to a data source tag using Mobile Relay 2.0. Then referenced directly in the JSP using the data source tag, and displayed using data-aware components. Below, you can see the output from the website transcoder tag, whose current source is Google News. It has been formatted for use on mobile clients using a custom style sheet.